Welcome to the Homeschool High School podcast, brought to you by Seven Sisters Homeschool.com and the Ultimate Homeschool Podcast Network. I'm Vicki, and I'm so excited because I get to talk again to my friend CJ at Homeschooling Through High School. So, listen, everybody, if you have not visited the YouTube channel Homeschooling Through High School, you're missing lots of fun and really good information. So, anyway, CJ, would you say hey to everybody and tell our new listeners about your homeschool journey?
Well, hello everyone. My name is CJ and I've been homeschooling for a long time. I never thought I'd get this far, but here we are and I'm excited to be where I am. I actually have three high schoolers this year, a ninth
Wow.
grader, a 10th grader, and a rising senior. I have a senior this year.
That is so wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank
Three high
you.
schoolers in one house, which
Yep.
is, to me, it's an adventure and a blessing. Like I think the high school years were the best years of all. So,
Amen.
so, as a mom who's walking the walk right now, we were talking about summer before senior year starts and all the things that need to happen. So, CJ has a checklist for that summer of senior year. So, CJ, could you share with us about the checklist?
So, truth be told, my checklist is a little unconventional, a little different than your normal checklist. So, the checklist that I see floating around and that I actually have myself is to, make sure that you're up to date with your transcripts and make
Mm-hmm.
sure that you have your scores for your testing.
Yes.
uh, Make sure that you've reached out, at least started the process for colleges, trade school, gap
Mm-hmm.
year, missionary work, whatever we're going to do next. Just plant the seed there.
Mm-hmm.
But my checklist is kind of, it's not kind of, it is, it's different. So there's just a few pinpoints that I'd like to share that I think
Yes.
is very important
Mm-hmm.
as a family and also for your senior individually to pursue the summer before their senior year starts. And one of those things is to have fun, just relax and have fun.
Oh my goodness. If
Sleep in.
jump up and down about that one. Yes.
Can we just have them just sleep in and be,
Mhm,
just be? Um,
mhm,
and I'm not an advocate for playing video games all day and that sort of thing. But if they want to play video games, let them play video games. If they want
mhm.
to read 10 books that have nothing to do with school, let them do that. If they want to cook pancakes every day for lunch, so be it. Just let them be because this journey is going to go by so fast.
Yeah,
And society has us throwing them out to the real world. And as homeschoolers, we don't need to do that.
yeah,
But there's going to be a shift. There's
yeah,
going to be a shift. And they just need to relax and be kids, if I can say that,
yes, yeah.
safely. Just let them be, for crying out loud. They don't have to wake up at a certain time or all of the rest of the things. So just let them be. Let them have fun. Go jump in the pool, whatever.
And if life is only serious and oh my goodness, we got to get the transcript ready, and that's all the summer, or we've got to go visit 14 colleges, and that's the whole summer, then
Yeah,
the personal growth and energy restoration and fun that
right.
they need to be healthy won't happen. So good for
Yeah.
you. That's a great way to start a checklist.
Yeah, so another on a more serious side is to prep them if you haven't already. And I didn't do this, so I feel bad about it. So let's see. At the beginning of January of this year, 2025, we attended a little gathering, and two of my kids at that time, 11th grade and ninth grade, got to think about that for a moment. They were bombarded with the ever famous question, what are you going to do after you graduate? Da-da-da, da-da-da. I mean,
Yeah.
they were bombarded. It was so much pressure.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
And I failed to prep them with an answer because, maybe your junior, or in that case, my ninth grader, they
Hmm.
didn't know. and
Mhm.
she still doesn't know, as a matter of fact. My current senior has an idea, but I think we need to prep them with an answer that they feel confident with. So it can be something as simple as, I'm just going to continue to enjoy my junior year, my senior year, and I know everything is going to fall into place. I'm just going to have fun right now. Something as simple as that. Doesn't have to be snarky,
Mhm.
very polite, or you can come up with a different answer. But I do feel that we need to prepare them. There are some seniors out there that have no idea
Yeah.
what they want to do, and that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So, giving them a safe place to come up with an answer with you is something that I think we should put on our checklist to do, because it can totally tear them down.
Right, and for seniors, my kids in their senior years, all 5 of them said the hardest thing of senior year is people asking them what they're doing after they graduate. And it never once occurred to me to get them to say an answer, a sound bite that they could just
Yeah,
carry
yeah,
with them. Because most people are just doing that as a conversation tool. They don't
yeah,
really care what you're doing. And besides, that's their, your kid's decision. So what a great, I love that. So
yeah.
number two is help them have an answer for that question.
Yes, yes. And number three, I'm going to turn it around to the mom or the dad or the parents, right? Whoever that might be in your household. My
Mhm.
suggestion over the summer is to take your let's see, your first day of senior year photo now.
Uh,
And the reason why I say that, there's a reason.
uh-huh.
So many people won't start. Well, they may, but anyway, many people won't start until maybe the middle of August, end of August, maybe September, whenever. I just suggest doing it in advance because, like myself, this past week, and we haven't started school, this past week in church, I had a whole meltdown. I, I had a
Oh,
whole meltdown thinking about my son graduating. So, can you imagine what's
yeah.
going to happen if I actually take the first day of school, of his last day of high school photo on the actual day that we're starting school? It's going to be a tornado effect. And so if I were to take that photo today, I'm in great spirits, I'm moving along, things are going swell, let's take the photo, yay. It's just something to help the mom or dad out, or the
This is
grandparents.
real. Yes, that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
just
glad
just
you
a
thought of
tool.
that. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's a helpful tool. And like I said, this is a very unconventional list, but I think these are some of the things we just don't think of.
Right. It's a great list.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look here. I have the next point is to make sure that we have a guideline for some maybe family life skills that we want to make sure that the kids know, not all the other ones that they learn along the road during your high school journey, but just some pertinent, maybe some heirlooms, I don't know,
Mm.
just some family life things that you
Mhm.
want your kids to learn that's not going to be in a textbook, right? So let me see. One example would be, in our family, we we encourage the kids. Of course, they're gonna do their own thing, but we're encouraging them to hold their head high. And when they leave this household for youth group, going shopping at the mall, or whatever it is, that they remember their character and their last name, and to make sure that they represent well. Now, we
Mhm.
have instilled in them, the our Christian faith and our Christian walk, and that is first. But just being proud of their family name,
Mhm.
and making sure that that's sacred once they exit this door.
Yeah.
And so
Mhm. Mhm.
just things like that.
Yeah.
For me, it's also about culture,
Mhm.
because I grew up in a Jamaican household. And so there's different little things that I want to just make sure that my rising senior, my children know.
Mhm.
And whether they carried on or not, at least I've shared it with them. Hope those
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah. Well,
Any
I love that. And yeah, and teens need to know that in particular that some of our ways that we carry ourselves or the things that we do honor our family heritage and tradition, but are things we can choose because it shows our character in a way. Remember my husband making sure our young people knew to open doors, especially my sons. Like you open doors for folks. That's just a thing you do. And what that did though is, it helped them carry on. This is a family thing we do anyway,
There
but
you go.
it gave them the confidence that they are a good person going out in the world and they can open doors for people. And it does feel good to do that.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. So just
Mhm.
some of those life skills you'll have to think about a little bit more. Of course,
Mhm.
there's lots of sheets out there about the basic life skills that I think most homeschoolers start, at a younger
Mhm.
stage, age. But I have an intentional list of, okay, this senior year, we need to knock out some of these things. And
Mhm.
it really is
Yeah,
centered around family and stuff. But here's
yeah,
another one. Here's another fun
I like it.
before the senior year summer checklist is, drum roll, take your senior back to school shopping. It is so much fun. Why not? Why
Mhm.
are we just waiting for or just taking the little ones? And they're cute and they're adorable and it's fun and all that stuff. But I mentioned this about a week ago, and my 10th grader was like, "Oh yeah, when are we going back to school shopping?" She was so excited. And I
Mhm.
know that my rising senior, my son, I know he wants to choose his own things and
Yeah,
that experience, whatever that looks like
yeah.
for him, we're going to do it. So I strongly suggest that
Mhm.
we don't let that slip away, because the next stage after that could be moving out, college dorm, trips around the world for traveling or
Mhm.
missionary work. And this will be one of the last times that
Yes.
you can say, hey, we're going back to school shopping. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, and that really does kind of put a happy memory as you close out these years. Like
Yeah,
you may cry on the way home from it, but it will be a wonderful memory. Yes.
for
Yes.
sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Anything else on your list?
Yeah, and I have a few more if that's
Mhm. All
okay.
right, we
Uh,
got lots of time. I love this list.
I feel that it is important to plan lots of family activities. That's probably a given, but I think we need to take it a step further and not only plan family activities, and they don't have to be traveling the world or anything, just day trips or pajama night
Mhm.
or whatever, right? But I
Yeah.
think it's even more important if the child has siblings, to plan activities with them. And if they don't have other siblings, that they plan as many activities as possible with friends or close relatives, because you just don't know what's going to happen after the senior year. And what I'm finding out right now, and our senior year has not even begun, is that things are just picking up. My son does not have a job. He's learning how to drive,
Mhm.
and he hasn't started any of his hefty coursework, but things are ramping up,
Yeah.
and we're not losing time, but time is moving on.
Time is moving on. Yes.
Time is moving on. And these little pockets of spending time together with his siblings, with mom, dad, uncle, and his friends, are it's just decreasing. So I would strongly encourage all of the listeners to
Yeah.
encourage your child to spend as much time as possible with the siblings, doing fun
Mhm.
activities, hanging out, as
Yeah.
well as spend the time with family. And that's going to have to mean saying no to others at some point as well.
Yeah, and making decisions for,
Yep.
okay, this is senior year, And so you want to create different kinds of happy memories. And that's a point about the siblings, because as each of my kids went off to college, the younger siblings were happy for them, but they missed them so much. So if they have some special memories to hold on to, it's a gift to give to them.
There you go. And, speaking of activities, another item that I would encourage, or that's on my checklist,
Mm-hmm.
is to actually twofold, have your child find, or you find a mentor outside of mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and sometimes that is cemented a little bit earlier on in the high school journey, and sometimes not. But a mentor, somebody that they look up to in a different way,
Yeah.
somebody to bounce some ideas off of. And it doesn't have to be anything structured and sit down and organized like they're
Mm-hmm.
going to a counseling session. They
Mm-hmm.
can go and play basketball and just say, hey, I have some questions for you. Can we go shoot some hoops or have
Yeah.
coffee or go eat a burger?
Yeah.
But just have somebody outside of you that they can do that with, have a mentor
Yeah.
outside of you.
Yeah.
And another is to encourage volunteering in whatever shape, way, and form that might be. Encourage volunteering for many reasons. It's healthy, it's great for the community, it's great for your mind and soul. God orchestrates us and created us to serve others as well.
Yes.
And it's just, it's a blessing. It
Mhm.
does so many things, and it looks good on many scholarship applications,
Yes, it does. Yes, it
many
does.
college, um, many
Mm,
college applications as well. So
yeah.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, there's no losing in volunteering. There's so many things that are good for the world and for our teens. So
There
that's
you go.
great.
There you go. So you understand that.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yes. And sometimes it makes a great subject for your college application essay.
There you go.
There you go.
Agree. 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 You have a few. Do I have a few
Yeah,
more
we got
minutes?
time. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Ooh, this one. So I thought about doing this one for myself, but encourage your senior, if they'd like to, and if not, it's okay, to write a future letter to themselves so that they read it on graduation day, a month after graduation, whenever. But just write a future letter to themselves, and they can see how they grew over their senior year, or they can just read the letter for fun, for encouragement, for whatever. There's lots of journaling prompts out there that reference this. And so that was just something that I jotted down that I
Yeah.
am going to talk to my senior about and see if he would like to do something of the sort.
That is a wonderful idea. Golly, I wish I had thought about that. That is so neat. All right, you got another one?
Let's see. Oh, well, I have pages, but no, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Did I mentioned that one? So at the beginning, I did mention for the rising senior to just sleep in and to just be. And I want to piggyback on that one. And then I have one more thought. So it's very important for our household, at least, to stop. It doesn't matter what we're doing. And we go to the window and we watch the sun setting, the different colors in the sky.
Mm,
So I hope that that's a family tradition that carries on with all of my kids. But I
mm,
would encourage your rising senior with all the hustle and the bustle, because there's a lot, and they're thinking about so many things, and we don't even know it. The
mm,
pressure is on them too,
yeah.
right? And they could very well be silent about it and not want to share some things or whatever, because there's just so much. There's too
Yes.
much.
Yes.
But if we can encourage them to stop and smell the roses, stop and watch that sunset, go outside and take a run, go exercise, or go sit by the pool and
Mhm.
just be by themselves is what I'm
Mhm.
kind of getting at there. Or they can do it with somebody else. I think that that's very important. A little different than the sleep in. thing, when I mentioned the sleep in thing at the beginning, I'm really pointing towards the fact of just let them be a teenager and be lazy,
Yeah, yeah,
kind of, sort of, and just, I mean, if they want to have a Slurpee, let them go. Oh my goodness. I mean, just let them be. But taking time to pause
hmm
and gather their thoughts, especially in nature,
yes,
is
yeah,
very relaxing and refreshing and healthy.
yeah. Yeah, well, that is such a good life skill because if they learn to take a pause, and to be out in God's creation, there's so many, research has shown us there's so many benefits to our physical and emotional well-being to be out where God has created us, things for us to richly enjoy. So
Yes.
that
Yeah.
is a really good intention for a
Yeah.
senior year. So, all right,
Yeah.
so everybody's totally inspired. And the thing about this checklist is it's all doable stuff.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we can make homeschooling a very intimidating thing, especially senior year. So this
Yeah.
is doable and really meaningful activities for a meaningful summer before senior year. So now folks want to know more about homeschooling through high school with CJ. So tell us about what you are bringing to the homeschool table and how folks can find you.
Sounds good. I want to close with this.
Mm-hmm.
With this checklist that I mentioned and curated, uh,
Yes.
just know that there's a long list of important things that we really need to tune in, and it's all over the internet and college
Mm-hmm.
websites on, do this, do this, do this, do this. A lot
Yeah.
very important things, kind of, they're kind of boring in comparison to, to
Yeah.
my list, but they
Yeah.
need to get done, right?
Yeah.
They need to
And
get
they're
done.
out there. Yeah.
And they're out there. But I do want to encourage the moms, and this is a big part of my homeschooling channel on YouTube and Instagram, Homeschooling Through High School. I want to encourage the moms of seniors, your rising senior. I wrote this down, so please bear with me as I read this. I wanted to say for the moms that the senior year is not an end, it is just a beginning. So if we look at it that way, it change our perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I want to encourage the moms to make sure that they have a way to process their feelings and they get encouragement. And one way to do that is to find other homeschooling moms,
Mm-hmm.
find neighbors with kids who have graduated from public schools or Christian schools or wherever, and they were in the same boat and they have those same feelings and emotions, so that
Yeah.
you can share with them and ask them questions on how they got through it.
Mm-hmm.
And remember that your rising senior, they're going to be sharing a lot of emotions inside of their body. And the other kids that you have, they'll be having emotions too. And we just need to be there for each other. And one tool that I'm finding helpful is for myself is keeping a journal and writing down my senior mom moments
Oh, wonderful.
and my highs and my lows. And this is not something that I'm going to hand over to my son. This is something that I'm just going to release, write it on paper, maybe use some fun colors of pens, pray about it. And that way I don't feel like I'm going to dump it all on my rising senior, because that's not healthy either. So on my channel, I am just encouraging moms any way I can, from middle school to the high school years, with curriculum choices, with questions, with being overwhelmed, with being anxious, with knowing that you can do it. Because here I am, CJ, I never wanted to homeschool in the first place. And here I am, and I have three in high school. And
Yeah.
just what does that mean as far as homeschooling is concerned? Because we all do it differently, and that's okay. And the way that I do it will not work for your family. It's not going to. And the way you see other influencers do it is not going to work for your family. Now, you can gather information and you can get some tips,
Yeah.
But I just want to encourage homeschooling families on my channel
Yeah.
to do what is best for their family.
Because there's not one right way to homeschool high school, and it is an endless source of encouragement over at Homeschooling Through High School on YouTube, and we will put links in the show notes and in the comment section on the YouTube. So, well, thank you, CJ, for taking time out to record with me today. It's so nice to, we're on YouTube so we can see each other. So nice to
Yeah.
talk to you. Yeah, yeah. So, well, this has been the Homeschool High School podcast brought to you by Seven Sisters Homeschool.com and the Ultimate Homeschool Podcast Network. Thank you to Seth Tillman for editing, and we'll see everybody next week.